Hello everyone, I'm the Analyst 32, and I just finished watching the Euro final between Portugal and France. A match that, to be honest, France started out on the front foot. The first 15 minutes or so were really aggressive, had some opportunities. Sissoko, where have you been all year? You play terrible for Newcastle and you come out and play like that in this tournament, trying to get yourself out of Newcastle, apparently. I don't know where that was all year. However, Ronaldo gets hurt. All of a sudden, France step off the gas. Portugal get more disciplined in their back four and in defense in general in the midfield. And this really turned into a slugfest and really didn't have too many chances. Griezmann missed a huge header that should have gone in. Hugo Lloris blocked a couple of great shots of Portugal early, and Andre Gignac should have scored to put the match away anyway in extra time, in what was a beautiful move with the ball at his feet, stopped, made the guy go past him, put a nice shot to the near post, and just barely clinks off the post, and oh goodness. Perciccio, even though I'm probably mispronouncing his name, the goalie for Portugal, played fantastically. Probably had 8 or 9 key saves in this match throughout normal time and extra time. Ultimately, this what I found to be the huge moment for Portugal was when they subbed on Adair, I believe is his name, moved him into the number 9 spot, really their only forward off the bench for Portugal. It really was it was having a perfect setup, man. And he eventually just put in this beautiful long shot that was just skimming across the ground that Lloris just was not expecting whatsoever in extra time, and that gave Portugal the match. While Portugal have won ugly, and something that was a really interesting stat, the fact that they have only won one match the whole tournament in regular time, and have had 6 draws ultimately in this tournament, and really barely scraped in, being the 3rd place team in their group. In other years of the Euros, they wouldn't have even made it into the tournament, being the 3rd place team in their group. It was an impressive sight. Pepe played great on defense, even though he was just being his theatrical self at times, which kind of gets annoying. You saw enough of that in the Champions League final. It was kind of a bummer that Griezmann didn't really get to redeem himself after that Champions League final with this. He still is going to get the golden boot of the tournament with 6 goals. I wasn't 100% sure if I enjoyed seeing Payet getting subbed off for Koeman of Bayern Munich fame as of late. Payet ultimately steps his game up most at the end of matches and showed that for France throughout this tournament. I think they could have used him. I think they could have used him during the end of the 90 minutes to possibly create some more magic. I did like the fact that they subbed on Gignac, who had been playing really well for Tigres this past year in Liga MX. France had many opportunities they just should have put in, that Portugal ultimately was given every opportunity to just play this out to penalties like they had so many times throughout this tournament. Portugal's just ended up deserving this. As much as it was a pain to see Ronaldo go down, Ronaldo, tried his best to stay in there. Throughout this tournament has been key. He was a key instigator, basically coaching off the bench late in that match for Portugal. It was ultimately impressive for Portugal. It also gives Ronaldo his first international trophy, putting him one up on Messi in something, finally, for himself. I'm torn in that sense. I guarantee you'll see Messi come out of retirement now to try to get one to even it up with Ronaldo. I think he's competitive enough to want that, even if the Argentine FA is a mess to say the least. You know, this gives the Ronaldo lovers of the world a reason to argue again that Ronaldo is the best player in the world currently. Whether I believe that or not, it's difficult. It's difficult in that matter, but the one with the most recent, the one with the trophies recently has been Ronaldo with this last Champions League final and this international trophy as the Euros come to a close now. So what are your guys' thoughts? I'm kind of torn between it. It seems to be a year-to-year thing with Messi and Ronaldo, who ends up stepping up and being the better player of the two. How much is this going to play into who gets the Ballon d'Or of this season? It's a great question. Let me know your thoughts. Who do you think's going to ultimately have a great start of this year to help of this next season to help impress the voters for the Ballon d'Or going into this season? This has been my looking at the Euros. If you guys are wanting to check out more of my stuff, check out the links that have been posted in the cards above, as well as check me out on Twitter at TheAnalyst32, on Facebook/TheAnalyst32, and also like and subscribe if you enjoy, and I will see you guys on the other side of the pitch. Have a good one.